That's a nice aeroplane. I'm going to take a guess this was made only a couple thousand years ago, less than 1,000 years ago. That's a nice one. This is just an accident. I think this was a very short adze or just a handheld cutting tool. Through the butcher game, you needed something with a cutting edge, and this would, with a sharp edge, you could do that. Well, I call this a biface. They never finished it, but that's how I can tell, because that's rubbed nice and flat, and that could only have been done by using another stone. Right, okay. I want to go check out front there and see what the water's receded enough I can do that. Well, I might find some new fossil coral or what's under this rock? A crab. Sorry, crab. Oh, this is no accident. This was an archaic period cutting tool. Does that remind you of a razor? Shape of a razor? It reminds me of a razor. That edge. Couldn't get a, oh my lord. Yeah, that was definitely good work too. Same here. I don't know what they would have used it for. It's hard to say. But that is a paleo tool as well. That could be an early paleo spearhead. Definitely. This part here is kind of big, but maybe they had a big spear. One never knows. I'm sure they did if they intended to rely on it to fend off bears or slay big game. They had spear shots that were strong enough to withstand that activity. This is an archaic point, but the tip is broken off. And you can tell it's archaic point because it's really thin. I'm going to call this 3,000 years old or younger. Or less than 2,000 years. Maybe it hit a rock. That would have been an atlatl head, not a spear point, an atlatl point. Well, I'll start working my way up front and see what I find. Almost slipped on seaweed. Be careful, I don't want to wreck the camera. Well, they started napping an edge on this little piece here, but they never finished it. Deja vu. I think I've done that before. This might have been someone's knife. It could have been very easily. It's the right length. All they needed was just a handle, and it would have been, you could have cut tree roots, plant roots, hide. Yeah, that's a definite paleo knife. being at Laddle Point. Nothing in this. Oh, that's a something. This is stone. This here is balsam work. I'm just trying to think of what they would have used. The tip was broken off. Would it be longer and probably would it be longer and sharper? That was a nice find. Let's see what treasures are down here. I don't know. This is used for grinding on a... I don't know. No, they usually they use the oval stones to grind food on flat stones. To grind plant material or seeds. So I'm at a loss for this one. I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't know what they would have done with that. It was used for something. I don't know what. Well, those cultures had to have some stones that they used to make sparks to make fire with. Maybe that was one of them. But I would have thought they would have used flint against mercusite or flint against flint. Something along that line. Oh, that's no accident. This is a bird effigy. Yes, it is. I don't know. I'm going to call it a bird effigy. A bird that is just sitting on the ground with its head turned towards you. Check out those designs. That was not an accident to nature. Those lines were inscribed with sharp stones, and they mean something. They meant something to the person that inscribed this rock. It's there's a religious meaning behind that. Well, I just found a primitive axe. This one is in perfect shape. Look at that edge. This end that rubbed with my thumb would disappear into the shaft of a handle, and this end would be left sticking out. This is next. They were made beautiful stone axes. There is a piece of that kimberlite igneous rock. What do we got here? Let's turn that over. Well. I don't know. I really can't explain why that's here. Maybe they... Wait, that's pretty rough. They would have used this for a whetstone. Yep, that might have been one spot where they rubbed their points to really sharp edges. Well, that's my explanation. You can make your own guess as to how that occurred. Maybe it had a religious meaning to them too. Hard to say. Okay. What do I see down here? I see something. Oh, that's jammed in there pretty good. I don't know. Well, I'm not going to wrestle it out of there. Oh, there's a nice big piece of... Is there any Allanzine crystals? Any fool's gold? That is cool. You have to remember this here is, I think, 350 million years old. It's all part of the Mount Pleasant caldera. Well, this was going to be that is a biface. For whatever, they got the back end started, but they didn't finish the front. Judging from the... Oh. This was awesome work. Oh yeah. Definitely a awesome biface. They took 2 strips off there. And that could be a broken point, but somehow I don't think that's a broken point. I think they just didn't get to the stage where they napped the sides down. Yeah. Sometimes I think, well, if I didn't have this to play around with, I think life would have felt pretty boring. Okay. Oh, that's an... Actually, this is no accident. This is one of the better chisels or azes that I had seen. Yep. That was from a culture that was here between, I will guess, between 5 and 10,000 years ago. So yeah, that's a real piece of work, that. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Well, it's not a spare head, it's not an atlatl head, it's not a cutting tool, You know what I think this is? I'm going to take a stab in the dark and say it is an ornament. We as people in modern time, where, oh, I'm looking at a great blue heron. There's a seagull just to the right of it, and there's a great blue heron standing there. This is my one chance, I think, to get a real good view of it. Usually I do not get this close to that heron. Yeah, well, that piece I had in my hand this morning.